combine process, their college career, growing up. These draft prospects who are going on all these visits right now. We had Dorian on yesterday. He's going here, he's going there. They're so busy, and it's fascinating to me, the adversity that they go to. Everybody has adversity in their lives in different ways at different times. So I want to get to know some of these guys along with you. So let's do it. Here's a draft story.
All right.
A little segment we call Draft Stories. Okay. Minkah Fitzpatrick. Let's take a closer look at him. He's one of the best defensive players in this draft. He'll be taken in the first round, and he'll have earned every bit of it given the adversity he's overcome and his relentless dedication to the details of football. Here's the story of Minkah Fitzpatrick. He grew up in Old Bridge, New Jersey, where his mom and his dad, a diesel mechanic, worked sometimes 3 jobs to keep him at St. Peter's Prep. It wasn't easy for the family, and when Hurricane Irene hit the East Coast in 2011, their home, where he shared a room with his sister, was destroyed. They had to move into a shelter. They had to move into his grandmother's basement, anything to make it work. And given the circumstances, he was this close to having to transfer to a public school. He was often kicked out of school once a week, twice a week, to try to figure out how to keep up with tuition. He was this close to having to go to public school and giving up on his dream of playing football altogether to help his family. But with the support of his mom and dad working a lot, the free school lunches, and the coaches who dedicated themselves and volunteered to pick him up or drive him to school when needed, his hard work paid off, and he accepted a scholarship to Alabama. 2-time All-American, 2-time national champ, Bednarik Award recipient, Jim Thorpe Award winner. He is known at Bama as Nick Saban's son. That is his official nickname there. He's earned the coach's trust and is highly regarded praise. We don't hear that very often. So what makes him so special on the field? He's the most versatile defender in the draft. Total package. Plays safety and corner at a high level. Could be a nightmare on special teams. Minkah Fitzpatrick rhymes with Tyrann Mathieu. Off the field, it's who he is inside. It is his leadership. It is his toughness, his attention to detail, the relentless pursuit for greatness that will make him a force in the NFL. This kid played through a kidney injury in the Sugar Bowl. He said, I have 2 kidneys, went on and won the national championship a week later. It is said that nobody prepares like him. He spent his high school senior, what did you do on high school senior break?
I went to Daytona Beach.
Oh, he spent it on the sidelines at Alabama preparing himself for the next fall. That is unheard of. He lives by one of Nick Saban's sayings, you can either suffer the pain of discipline or the pain of disappointment. That's what his whole life is about that, and it explains why he takes everything to the next level, including these ridiculous snow drills. I don't know that I've ever seen this. This is Minkah Fitzpatrick giving it his all.
That's awesome.
In the snow.
I've definitely never seen it.
Loves to prepare, dedicated to the game, has been through a lot. And he told reporters at the Combine that he took a moment when he got there to Indy, Peter, and he laid in bed and he stared at the ceiling and he just smiled. He made it. And I think he'll have a lot more to smile about at the draft.
I love it.
That's awesome, guy. Good job, man.
Where do you have him going?
I have him going 11th overall to the Dolphins, and that's Adam Gase, who worked under Nick Saban at Michigan State and knows him very well, and that's why I put him there. But Minkah Fitzpatrick may be long off the board by then. I've seen, I believe Bucky Brooks have him going as high as 4 to the Browns in their 2nd first-round pick.
Wow.
He is viewed as a coach on the field. He could play safety. He could play corner. He can actually even come in some nickel packages. Play linebacker if you need. One of the most versatile players in this draft and a flawless kid off the field. He's an instant leader and an instant day-1 starter no matter where you put him.
I feel like versatility sometimes works against some of these guys. Jabril Peppers was almost criticized. Pick a position. He does it all at such a high level that it's seen as a good thing, finally.
Yeah, it is a great thing, especially, I like a guy, especially in the secondary, who's, the moment's not going to be too big for them. Like, the last thing you want showing up as a defensive back, like, oh my God, where am I? Then you get beat. This dude showed up as a true freshman at Alabama, which is like going to the Super Friends. Like, everybody's a superstar. And started as a true freshman. And also, the bowl games, the dumbest stat about him, he's played in 6 postseason games at Alabama, if you count the playoffs and the bowl games.
Crazy.
He has been in the biggest games for years, and he left early. He could have played in 8, so he is ready.
You know, when listening to that story, you talked about his dad sometimes working 3 jobs just to keep him in school, and then the hurricane hitting his family, him being homeless. Oftentimes, it's kind of what you go through that make you who you are as a young adult. So it's no surprise that he takes this so seriously. And it's funny you mentioned this. I have 2 little kids at home, 13 and 11. Oftentimes, I tell them stories about other young men that are hungrier than them because my kids are raised spoiled and they're very privileged. And I work so hard to give them this privileged life, but oftentimes that doesn't create a hunger inside you. He understands where he came from, what he's been through, and the hunger is there, which makes these guys special pros. And then on the field, the versatility. Now you have on offense positionless players, a wide receiver that can play running back that can play wide receiver, tight ends that play everything. And now you need DBs more now than ever to go out there and play safety, play cornerback, play outside linebacker. And this young man, he's one of those.
You might be going to your team, so keep your eyes on Minkah Fitzpatrick at the draft in April, early on that draft night. All right, we've gone through angry runs and celebrations. Next, we have the finalist of the drag